How you doing here? I'm Ken Costanza, and my band's Fruits of the Spirit, and I'm here to help you. I have a guitar series, how-to guitar series. Got several videos up. I'm a new channel. I'm trying to really give you a lot of information because there's a lot of videos out there, but not really helping you with. This one's called How-to Guitar Series, How to Practice. How to start practicing, playing, all that. How do I do it? So let's get started. If you're a beginner, intermediate, and you're just like, well, I've got the guitar now. I bought it on Amazon. It's a travel guitar. It was, 80, or I bought acoustic for 80 bucks or electric for 100 bucks or 200 bucks. Okay, now what? First thing you want to do is, of course, always when you start your guitar and you're just beginning or whatever, even if you're intermediate or advanced, number one thing is hand exercises. Do your hand stretching. You can take a rubber band, do those stretching. You can buy hand exercises. Where do I buy them at? Amazon. I buy everything on Amazon. This practices the fingers, right? You can push it down. It practices the fingers. It strengthens the fingers so you don't get carpal tunnel with the wrist situation here. You want to keep your forearm strong, especially the left hand, because the left hand is making all the, right? This is the one doing all the movements in the fingers, right? You're strumming here, but this is the focus right here. So you want to make sure you're really working on that. So stretch them with the rubber band. Just get a rubber band, 2 rubber bands, hold and stretch, hold and stretch. Set a timer for like a minute, hold and stretch, hold and stretch. By the way, please like and subscribe. I'm giving you a lot of information to help you. I would appreciate the help in return. Thank you. Stretch with the rubber band, buy some hand exercises, just YouTube it, Amazon it, search it on Amazon. You can buy it for about 20 bucks. Worth it because you're only buying these things one time. You're only buying the cables, accessories, and all the things that you need, the hand exercises one time. Rubber band stand, this is a one-time investment, and you're going to put all your time in it. So starters, a tuner. Got your tuner, plug it on here. You might say, well, I've got a tuner on my phone, but it can be a little conflicting if you're watching stuff and you're trying to tune at the same time, and you forget, say you started watching your video, I got to get out the video and then tune it and then go back and turn the video on or the app on. Better just to plug on here because the phone tunes it based on the sound, whereas a Fender tuner, which you can buy 2.0, it's like 20 bucks on Amazon, a Fender tuner clips on here, and then you can just literally tune your guitar. If you don't know how to tune it, you're not sure, YouTube it. There's 100 videos out there that'll show you how to tune. How do I get this E string tuned? Clip on the tuner, start to play that top string, that E string right there, that 6th string right there, and then turn as you go, and it'll turn up to green. When it becomes green, okay, the E is tuned. Now let's go to the A string, right? The D string, the G string, go through all 6 strings every single time. At the start, it might take you a while. Pretty soon, if your guitar's in good quality and everything's good, it should be a lot easier to be able to keep it tuned. But tune it every time. Start your hand exercises every time. And then the big thing is, where am I going to practice at? Okay, never thought about that. This is the big thing here. If you have, and I'm going to grab this right here, okay, this is a Fender Mustang Micro Amp. Fender Mustang Micro Amp. Amazon it, do a search. Micro amps, Fender, it's a great one. This was 120 bucks, kind of costly if you're looking for something cheaper, but I'm all about investment because I'm not going to need another one of these. I got a 3-year replacement plan for like 20 bucks guaranteed. I got 3 solid years out of this. It breaks, send it back to Amazon, they'll send me a new one. Plugs right here, right into your amp, wherever your amp is. Usually it's going to be right over here. It plugs in. Then you plug in headphones there, right? So Fender Mustang Micro Amp. Plug it into your guitar. Put your headphones on. Put your earplugs in to protect your decibels on your ears. Very important every time you practice. Plug it in, and now you can practice. Well, what does this have to do with practicing? Everything. Because by using this micro amp and plugging it in, right, and using my headphones, right, I can practice anywhere. I don't, if you got an amp and you're turning it on, I got this Fender amp over here and I turn it on, I'm going to blast out the neighbors. The neighbors are going to have a problem, probably call the police on me or something, right? I mean, come on. Your parents are going to hate you. Your girlfriend's going to, everybody's going to be like, you got to stop playing the guitar. I can't even sleep. I can't even think straight. So by getting a Mustang amp, by getting this one, any one, plug it in, and then this way you can put your headphones on, and the only person that's going to hear that electric notes, those chords playing out, this beautiful strings that you're strumming on, and that great song that you're just rocking on, No one's going to hear it but you. And as a result, then it opens up the world of possibilities, because now you can go to the library and practice for hours. You can go, I wouldn't go to a park, I wouldn't go outside, because a lot of these guitars are wood and they get affected by the environment. Hot, it could be 100 degrees outside, or cold, and wood shrinks, as you know, and may not know. Wood shrinks, it contracts and expands and everything else. So practice indoors, but by getting a Mustang micro amp of any kind, it doesn't matter which one you get, you plug that in. But I like Fender, I like high quality stuff. If I buy something, I'm going to buy high quality. I'm not going to just always be, let me just spend a few dollars less. I'd rather spend a few dollars more, get a replacement plan, buy it on Amazon, because I know it's going to last. I don't want to buy 5 different tuners because they're not working, they're not working here, or 5 different micro amps because they're not working. I don't want to do that. If I'm going to buy something, it's $100. What do you spend $100 in the month for? It's worth it because you only need it one time. Buy something quality, buy it on Amazon or whatever. I like Amazon personally over eBay, and I don't order anything on eBay. I order everything on Amazon. I like Amazon. I can't stand eBay. I don't want to fight with third-party sellers that don't want to refund my money and all this nonsense. Amazon, they'll refund your money right away if it's broken or whatever, and replace it, So back to what we're talking about here, where to practice. I've got my micro amp plugged in here. Now the world of practice opens up to me, because I can go anywhere. I can practice at a library, I can practice in my room, I can practice in the car, get in the back seat of your car, whether you're driving a Tesla or an old car, whatever it is, truck, van, whatever, plug it in and you can practice away, and no one will hear a sound. And that's key, because you got to practice every day, right? You're starting out here. Where am I going to practice? So write down where you're going to practice. This is my work schedule. This is how much time I have. It's not about like I need to practice 15 hours a day or 10 hours a day, or even an hour is a lot. Sometimes that's all you get with working is an hour. So figure out where you want to practice based on the micro amp. Instead of dragging a big amp around that's going to make a lot of noise and you're going to have a lot of problems, get a micro amp, get some headphones, get some earplugs. Earplugs, you can get earplugs for music on Amazon. Do a search, earplugs for musical instruments. They'll protect the decibels in here. You'll still be able to hear just fine. The difference is that those earplugs protect your ears. Put the headphones on, get a pair of headphones, plug it into the micro amp. Now you can practice anywhere. Figure out where you're going to practice. That's the most important thing. So because you can get a micro amp, new invention, it allows you not to have to drag this big heavy amp around in chords and make a lot of noise, okay? Because you're going to be practicing a lot, you're going to be making noise. Why not do it silently with the micro amp? That's why I'm a big fan of it. Helps me when I practice, okay? The biggest thing about practicing also is, am I going to practice 20 minutes a day? It's better to practice 10 minutes or 20 minutes a day than to go, you know what, once a week I'm going to be practicing all day once a week. But then every day you're not. It's like, we're human beings. We're used to, right? You go to your job every day. You do the same thing every day. It's repetition, repetition, repetition. So because it's repetition, practicing is repetition also. Because after a while, muscle memory kicks in, where it's not you thinking about, wait a minute, where's the chord I need to play here? No. You think about it at the start. After a while, it's all memorized. Your fingers are already memorizing where to play. You're not having to process these thoughts anymore, because you've been practicing every single day. A chords, B chords, C chords. You've got your guitar chart out here, $10 on Amazon, fretboard guitar. Here's all your notes here, A minor, B, C, D, the fretboard. This is what you need to memorize, and this is what you need to do. You need to practice going from an A to a C and back to an A to a D. Why do I need to do that? Because every song is different chords, right? It's going to be an A, it's going to be a C, it's going to be a D, right? And all these are over here. So practice this and start to memorize this. The key, this is all you need. It's $10 on Amazon. Put it on the wall. So this way, instead of me looking, wait, hold on, let me open a book up and see where the A minor is. No, I can just go, I've got this on the wall. I can just look on the wall, pull that up, and then start playing it. And after a while, this right here that I'm looking at, it stays in here, and then I don't need it anymore. After a while, I know where A minor is at. I know because I'm practicing looking forward. My goal is always the same, is to be practicing like this. That's how I practice. I don't practice like this. I don't want people looking at the top of my head when I'm performing. I want to be able to have this and eventually you won't need it. Put it on the wall, put it on a guitar stand, and you need a guitar stand also. Put it on there, and this way you can, and it always, I have two of them. I've got one in the car. Everywhere I go, I'm always looking at this, right? This is something you'd always look at. You know, you got 5 minutes on break or whatever, right? You're in your car eating lunch or whatever you're doing. You're staring at this. You're trying to memorize this right here. Finding ways to memorize this, okay? So that's a key right there. Okay, so where to practice? You got the micro amp. You're not making any sounds. You can find good places to practice, okay? Now, how do I practice? This is a big one. This is a big question here. This is, you know, so I'm going to do 20 minutes a day after work. Now, sometimes at the end of the day, you're really tired and you're zonked off and your practice is bad. Sometimes in the morning, it's actually better to do it because you're refreshed and you're not so tired. So that could be a better thing, is to practice in the morning and get that done. And then maybe even you can do additional practice, because the bottom line is you're going to need to practice a whole lot in order to master this. This is my travel guitar. This is any gig. It's a little portable guitar. You know, I'm building out a custom guitar right now. I'm replacing all the parts and just a single aluminum guitar and building all the parts out. So in the meantime, this is always my portable wherever I go. Doesn't even, so you can see right here, right? Here's the tuning pegs right here. Any gig, it's like $230 on Amazon, but you can spend less than that. But the difference is it's 25.5 radius, so it's the same size as a regular guitar. So when I get my custom guitar, the string spacing is still the same. If I get a 3/4 or I get a half-size guitar, the nut width is going to be 1 5/8. The standard nut is 1.6 inches. It's the distance between here to here. This distance right here, it's called the nut right here. The nut is right there where my finger's at, right? That's the nut. So 3/4 size guitar might be great. Oh, it's small, it's light. This is really light and small, but the difference is it's 25.5. My guitar coming in is 24.75, which means it's going to be smaller. The neck is going to be smaller, so I can get my hands around and play, right? Because I'm not a tall person, so get my hands around. So that's why the nut for standard is 1.6 inches, 42 millimeters. It can go up, but that's the standard. So that's kind of what you're looking for anyway. But it's another video I have about buying guitars. I talk all about it in depth. So think about, you know, what's the nut? Is it standard? Is it going to be 1.58, a half-size guitar? I'm not going to be able to get my fingers around. So watch my other video. I explain all that in detail. So this is about practice. Now that you've got the guitar, you've got everything going here. What am I going to do? Am I going to practice on, throw that up there. So where am I, you know, how am I going to practice? Well, I would say it's real simple. If you go onto like Simply Guitar, it's like $30 a month. Musicians, like $30 a month for these apps. Patreon, which is an app on the phone. Pay like $3 a month, have access to like 100 videos, 150 videos. So that's really good. Patreon's real good. You can access, YouTube's free. You got hundreds of videos on YouTube. You know, hey, how do I do bar chords? There's 20 videos on that. How do I learn how to play, you know, chord changes, right? The key with practicing is that if you're starting out, maybe you want to get on a Simply Guitar or a Musician. You're basically going to be playing guitar and you're going to be watching this little ball bouncing around, and it's going to say, play the 6th string. Okay, got it. Now play the 3rd string, right? Now play the G string, right? And, you know, put your, you know, on the 3rd fret, right? 1, 2, 3, all the way down here, all these frets, right? On the 3rd fret, 1, 2, 3, you know, you're going to put it on the 2nd string here, right? So it's simple as that, right? So E, I'm gonna put on the 1st string, the 3rd fret, 1st string E, and I'm gonna play as the bell's bouncing, and I'm learning rhythm, I'm learning to strum properly and melody and timing, the beats per minute. You can do that. My thing is it depends on how much you want to learn, how quickly you want to learn. If you want to learn fast and learn the guitar fast, then I would recommend is go straight to the chase and say, I need chord changes. YouTube it. How do I do chord changes? Because the key is that, right, all these chords, right, these chords right here, A through G, right here, this is every song right here. So you need this in order to play every song. If you don't memorize chord changes and you're just doing bouncing balls all day on the app, let me strum this, let me strum that, let me strum this, but you don't ever memorize chord changes. Remember, when you start to practice, 6 months from now, a lot of people will just learn one song. So 6 months from now, all I learned is one song. Well, in 6 months, I could have learned chord changes. I could have learned triads. I could have learned the pentatonic scale, the minor and the major. I could have learned a whole lot, and all you did was study one song. I got this Stairway to Heaven song from the Eagles. I got, or, Led Zeppelin song, or an Eagles song, or I've got, Def Leppard's High and Dry song. I've got it memorized. I've been playing it. Pat Benatar's Hit Me With Your Best Shot. You know what I mean? I've studied it. California Dreamin' by Mamas and Papas. Finally, after 3 months, I've got it memorized. But that's all you learned. So you're not really progressing. You have to progress every day. 10 minutes on practicing chord changes. I'm going to go from the A to the E, right? The chord changes. Here we go again, right? A to E to G to B, C, back and forth, back and forth. Set a metronome and do that, right? So chord changes what you need. Triads, okay? In order to progress quickly, and if you're going to do it in 6 months, is learn chord changes. Start out with chord changes. That's all part of the strumming. You're going to be strumming anyway as you learn these chord changes, right? Okay, I'm doing a chord change here, and I only strum the lower 5 strings, right? Or I'm only strumming, right? Chord changes, pentatonic scale, triads, YouTube it all. Put it all into a practice program and every day progress. So in 6 months, I just don't know how to play Boston's More Than a Feeling, and I'm rocking out going, yeah, I know how to play the guitar. Instead, not only do I know how to play Boston's More Than a Feeling, but instead, I know triads, I know chord changes, I know pentatonic scale. Why? Because I YouTubed it and I can incorporate it in my practice every day. So anyway, that's what I wanted to tell you. Apps are expensive. Patreon's like $3 a month for whatever you want to do. YouTube is free, I recommend that over Simply Guitar and Musician and all that. $30 a month is high to me. It's expensive to me. Justin Guitar is really good. It's like $10 a month. Really good. Explains everything. If you need a teacher to walk you through, I think it's really good. Ultimate Guitar is good. I got Ultimate Guitar. I think that's good. And then put a program together. I'm going to learn chord changes. I'm going to learn triads. I'm going to learn the pentatonic scale. Put it all together. 10 minutes on chord changes every day. 10 minutes on the triads. 10 minutes on the pentatonic scale, on the minor and the major. And I'm going to put this all together. So in 6 months from now, and then do your songs. Because songs covers all the rest of it. Songs are going to cover beats per minute, strumming, melody. It's going to cover all that, chord changes. All that's incorporated in your song. But if you only learned one song, then I only know how to go from an A minor to a G to a D to a C, and I don't know anything about triads or pentatonic scales or anything else, pull-ons and hammer-ons and pull-offs and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Or a slider. Maybe I want to use a slide on it. I have no idea. So incorporate all that knowledge into a practice every day, a little bit, so that in 6 months, 3 months, a year from now, you're not just learning. A year from now, I finally learned how to play Stairway to Heaven. Congratulations. Is there anything else you know how to do? Well, I don't know triads. I don't know pentatonic scale. I don't know any of it. You should have incorporated it in your practice every day, then you would have had it. I'm Ken Costanza. Please subscribe. Fruits of the Spirit is my band. I'm here to help you. Please thumbs up and subscribe. I got a lot of videos I'm releasing. I just want to help you to put a real practice program together that incorporates everything. And I've got one on accessories, on guitars, and choosing the right guitar, because I find there's a lot of people that drive. Doesn't necessarily mean they know how to teach you how to drive, right? A lot of people play the guitar. Doesn't mean that they've seen the whole picture to help you. I'm trying to incorporate a whole picture for you, starting out or intermediate, wherever you're at, to kind of learn so I can put this all together. Thank you for your time.